Hi, welcome to Adam's Mailroom. Charter conductor, train lovers, parking only. Violators will be strapped to the tracks. Alright, let's bring you into the room. First, we have an amazing steam engine poster with some other things. A nice picture collage of all the engines. A map of the museum trips. Railway USS on the northeastern seaboard, are drawing a vector diagram of a single I-cylinder shaped thing. The date is November 2008, April 2018, Friday the 19th. We have over here some more drawings, nice little, I don't know, like a crossing and things. Let's bring you to the Great American Teach-In. Okay, on the top we have what was some books, and then I bring you to my handwritten manuals. Like, you can check this out in Adam's paper receipt. There's over 100 of them that I've copied by hand, so there's over 100 notebooks here. And what I really wanted to show you today is some drawings that I've been working on. So let's get to it. Basically, I'm trying to draw my own locomotive. First, we'll start with a carburetor design. That was a 4-barrel carburetor, right? 4-barrel, 4-float carburetor for some other engines that I've been working on. And then I'll show you the doozy. This is one of the ideas. Either it would be a float, float, top valves. It's upside down. But, you get the idea here. Moving on. Not finished. Need some work. There would be the ventries, the floats, the throttle body inside the float, which would be right about here. So you'd have this would be pretty much like casted in pipe cleaners. And then you pull them out, and then you have these straight lines, and it bleeds correctly. This would be one of the float diaphragms, which keeps the idle fresh. Baffles, basically it's like a rocket. You put in these slide in little C-rings right there, and then you get the gap, and this keeps the gas level on the level. This would be sort of the dimension that it sits on top of the manifold. And then this was some ideas for the diaphragm. More ideas, ventries, holes put together. Need some work. I'd hope to finish this well. This video is directed at charter conductor learners and those who would like to participate in drawing with me. Let's just set these over here for a second. This is can I back out of this? No, I can't. Alright, as you see, there's a cylinder here, here, and here. So what you have is an X-type diaphragm motor. And basically they're connected here, and they almost spin in a ring. Notice this one's all the way up, this one's down, these two would be in the middle. This is how they connect. This would be your fuel injector with a valve lifter, and then it's going to come up with a pipe to the fuel injector itself, which will be run on a cam where you can see this circle matches up with this circle. So you'd have a gear here, and then this cam runs on here. And here's the thing, got these I haven't yet used them yet, but these are foldable out. They'll probably cover the whole table, like foldable out table. I got about 4 of those to stretch out my engine, crankshaft, and the outer view. It will probably go somewhere between here, this way around. As you can notice, here would be the intakes, exhaust, rocker arm, valve 1, intake exhaust, pusher rod, camshaft, gear here somewhere spaced backwards, another gear running in each cylinder. Haven't decided if I want to do a complete head block or space them out one apart. Okay, moving on. These are some of the ideas that I've had. This would be, see the brake cylinder runs, which has got this little fork. Let's see. I can't show you with my hand, but as this piston, the pit main cylinder goes up, it splits side splits, so it pushes this up, and then the brake on top of it, concentric braking. And I wanted to do the sand traps on the side of the trucks. So here would be main cylinder side sand trap above, shoveled in. Here's what it looks like, the axle from back side, front side. This is these are where I'm going with this. Goodfellow Air Force Base, Florida Department Volunteer application, which I want to do an apprenticeship program. Keeps that General Electric, Caterpillar, Department of Transportation, and the good old Kanuki Railway Express. You know, and all right, what does this look like to you? This is like, all right, this is my idea of a welding drawing. As you can see, the baby's watching television over here. So you have this nice little smile on the side, on all fours, watching television. But really what it is this is just a little bit along on the side. So we're going to call this the front. You got your ladders. Notice how these are dashed off, like dotted and spaced in between. This is all to show. This is to leave the welder with his own arrow directions. What else do we have? We'll show you some of, so that would be the front. This would be the back. Notice there's another stairway over here at the front. And then, what you get is a little house. I'll show you why. Alright, this is one idea I had. Marked out different things. Maybe an EMD, Cummins model, small 8, 10, 12 cylinder. Run on a gear to a passenger traction motor. Different style though. But this one will be the same. High volt control panel, double throw switch underneath the floor, battery box, dynamic braking right up in here. This would be your blower, fan. I'll show you some other drawings with that. You'd have your alternator, and then this is where the trucks look like. They're 3-figure for trucks. Once again, that was my own design. Sand traps on the side, braking cylinder, concentric weight. Whether to put one this way on top of the layout, blueprint layout, or the back end would be that way. Another spacing out. Fuel tanks, this would be the main engine, the center part, radiator inside. Another cooling engine, so there'd be 2, 3, 4 cooling engines. Lube oil coolers. This is the backwards design. These are blank. I'm trying to fill them up with electrical designs. So you'd have 2 operating cabs, double-ended controls, another control panel, maybe your washlet, a toolbox, dynamic braking for this side. Notice that we're getting control of the sand trap rest, and you know, you always look at this and you say, is that an engine? No, that's the sand trap box. So let's see if I can move fast. I skipped pages in these so I could, this is for different, so I could do different. All right, here would be the main braking, right this way, red, blue, control panel, AF1, A1 charger, HBF relay, HBF5 relay, and a number NFR 64 6 FR valve, throttle idle, different things like the horn bell, the wiper motor, duplex drain valve on the side. Then we'll move on to this part. This got the Dash Series 8 box inside here. This is another auxiliary actuating air pipe for the different wipers and blowers and things going in here. Duplex air gauge right there. Once again, there'd be traction motor conduity, some kind of conduity opener up on that runs down to the box, to the sand traps on this. You follow that back to the next. Remember the control panel, double throw switch, dynamic braking, alternator, fuel. I'm trying to look for the motor that I had put out, but this will be the motor. This right here, this is gonna, instead of an AMD 645 Cummins diesel engine, we're going for an X type. This will be double the size, so it would be like 4 foot and some radius. or 4 foot diameter. So double this size. You get this. There's going to be an X-type diesel type motor that's going to run in here. That's why I want my own copy of build my own model. This also gives you the other control panel gripping. Okay, here was once again. Alright, I don't know what I did here, but let's go back a section. Remember this? This is the air pump. Here's where you're flipped around. You're once again, you're up here in the front. The second part, alternator, main generator, X-type motor. And then I was thinking, maybe a chuck or some kind of Simic. But I'm going to cut that out and just draw this, and this, and then drive to the air compressors. These are the air valve gappings. You have your throttle keys. They run on a rheostat and a reverser and throttle. Then I made another copy. Remember the double throw switch. These go in here. This shows the piping schematic symbol with the ball cutout, main and reserve cutout cocks. H1 charging pilot valve, brake valve, duplex air gauge, control air reservoir. So I'm just gonna want to show you what I start with. Then over here, here's your throttle, and then like you'd have different fuel pump. You know, I can tell you the order they go in fireman style, but we're just showing you the. Is there anything left in this one? Let's see some of the other ideas. Truck once again rides up like I can't show you with my fingers, but I had it like split. And all right, this is a wire diagram. $40 for the smallest book I ever seen in my life. But yeah, you can catch this on a lesson plan in one of the Charter Conductor videos. All right, back again. This would be lighting, circuitry, cooling fan, shunt wall control panels. You know, I always wanted to double stack the main generator on the alternator, and I was thinking, well, these electrical diagrams do all right, you know, like so these would kind of go how the wiring goes. Like if you were to stack them, like once again, this one timer, you know, and then we got this one. This is other ideas. Think about building up instead of going sideways with a diesel motor. If there was some kind of underground under main generator, stacking different main generators up. This would be the last and final idea for that. As technically labeled all these. So this the gross. That's your main generator engine, and then it shows the different stators to that. So right now I'm working on Caterpillar. Well, I don't know, not a Caterpillar. These are my personal drawings. Kind of stopped for a while after my buddy Rich died, Richard Ford. I do drawings. Stay tuned next time for the next prequel, or the next session with drawing session with Adam at CharterToconductor.com. Bye.